Hello there, welcome to my bench once again, Hugh here. In this tutorial I'm going to tie you up a nymph pattern. It's sort of a mayfly slash stonefly nymph. Good all around nymph to throw out there when there's not much going on. You want to do some nymph fishing because it imitates quite a few bugs. So I figured I'd give this guy a tie for you this time. So I'll get him a device, another hook in, and I'll get going here. The hook is in a 3906B, and it's in a size 8 this time. So I'll get him locked in the vise here. There we go. Okay, first thing, start our thread like always. Start it right behind the eye here, and we're going to wrap back to the bend of our hook, just like so here. Okay, I'm going to snip off that excess tag there. Okay. And we're going to come back a little farther yet. Okay, now the next step I'm going to do is tie in the tail. And the tail on this guy is 3 strands of moose body hair. Just 3 strands, the same as the mayfly nymphs have. And I'm going to just even the tips up a little more on here. Okay, I want to tie those in about the hook shank length. So, well, actually the hook length in total. So we'll tie those in there like so. Okay, and we're going to come back on them a couple wraps here. Now I want those tips or those tail fibers to stay splayed out in 3 separate tails here. So I'm going to grab them and we're going to do some wraps to keep those separated. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring my thread between that one on the, which would be your side. I'm going to bring it between that one first, my thread here, just like so. And grab the fiber next to me and do the same. Bring the thread up in between it and around, and there we go. That split those, and they should stay splayed out now. Those thread wraps just like so. Now I'm going to move my thread forward a few wraps, secure them down, snip off the excess, just like so. Okay, now for the weight on this guy, I'm using 0.20 lead wire, and I want to start my lead about 3/4 of the way up from the tail, and I'm going to do about 15 wraps, 12 to 15 wraps here. You want to leave about hook eye length behind the eye, and snip that off. We're going to make 2 or 3 more wraps this way, and we're going to wiggle that excess off here, just like so. Make sure you got your ends pushed down good here. I just use my thumbnail and make sure that's flat there. Okay, next we're going to move our thread ahead, and I'm going to attach the rib. And the rib is real small, fine copper wire here for the rib, and I want to try to catch that right under the shank here, just like so. I want to bring that back and wrap back. Try to keep that on the bottom of the shank, and we'll wrap back right to the start of our tail there. There we go. And wrap forward on that. Wrap that down really good here. Okay. Now I'm going to jump up on the lead and we're going to secure that down. Going to wrap towards the eye over top of it, back down once again, just like so. And we'll do this a couple times to secure that down good. Back the other way and then back down once again. Okay, that's fine. Now for the shell back over the abdomen on this guy, I use pheasant tail fibers, and I got some here. So I would say it's probably like 15 to 20 fibers if you counted them. I just judge it by eye when I pull them off. Okay, you want to pull them straight off the stem here, just like so. Okay, then we're going to snip off those tips. So we're going to tie it in on by the tips here to snip them off. Okay, tie that right on top of the shank behind the lead here. Keep it flat on top and wrap it back right in front of the tail. Just like so. There we go. That looks good there to me. Now wrap that down real good with snug wraps. And we'll come back, stop our thread there. Okay, so our next step is to dub our abdomen. And for the dubbing I'm using this sort of a tannish March brown sort of color. And I'm going to put some wax on the thread here to start. And we'll start to dub our abdomen. And the way I find with dubbing is just a little at a time is best. You'll have less trouble that way than trying to put it all on at once. Nice thin noodle here. I'm going to taper this body, or this abdomen wants to have a taper on it. So we'll start with that here and we'll come back. Okay, our first wrap, right, good wrap right behind, in front of our tail here, just like so. I want to check that, looks good from here. Just want to tighten that up a little bit more. Make sure that noodle is nice and tight here. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, now we're going to start to wrap forward. And remember, we want to taper on it, so start to taper that up a little. So I need some more yet. Some more wax here. And a couple more pinches of dubbing. Okay. Just dub that on. And another little pinch here. Try that. If I need more, I can add it. Okay, I just want that tapered up. Yeah, still need a little bit more yet, so a little bit of wax and a little more dubbing. Okay, that should finish it up there. Slide that up on the thread and we're gonna finish right there. That's just great right there. Okay, that looks good to me. So next step, we're going to take our pheasant fibers here and we're going to fold them over top of the abdomen, right on top. And we want to keep those flat and straight down the middle. Bring our thread around, wrap down, and tie that off good and snug. Just make sure it's centered where you want it. Looks good. Okay, and I'm going to trim off the excess. Little ways ahead of the thread here. Okay, now we're going to take our wire we got setting back here and we're going to come over top of that pheasant, and I usually get 4 to 5 evenly spaced wraps here for the rib. There's 2, there's 3, and 1 more. There we go. Now we're going to bring that around and up, tie that wire off, a couple wraps of hit on it like so. Snug it down, a couple more wraps ahead, and what I like to do is fold it back and wrap back on it until it locks itself down, just like so. Then I'll helicopter it off, just like so. Okay, just going to tidy that up a little, secure all the materials down. Okay, now we're ready to attach our wing case material. And our wing case material is scud back material, and I cut a strip to about 2/8, 3/8 inch wide here. I'd say it's probably about almost hook gap width, not quite. Okay, we're going to tie that in right on top, and so there. Then we're going to wrap back, and we want that to come right snug against our abdomen. Just check that after you tie it in. Okay, I want to come back a couple more wraps yet. A few more wraps back, that should be good there. Okay, that looks great. Now I'm going to just secure all that down as well. Then come back to in front of your wing case here. Okay, our thorax is next, and it's 2 section thorax. The first section we'll dub on first. So we have 2 sets of legs on this guy. So dub this first section of thorax here. Okay, let's spin that up good. Okay. That should be fine for the first section. We'll see here. And you want to keep those wraps back nice and tight against that. Okay, that looks good there. And move it ahead, and there's your first section. That looks good. Let's pull out some of them guard hairs there and trim them out with scissors and cut them out. Okay. Now, first set of legs. Now for the legs, I took a pheasant body feather, cut off the tip, like so, and then I took my scissors and cut a notch in it. On these, either side are going to be our legs here, and the way we put them on is just hold that like so, place it on top, just like so, and wrap that down with a couple wraps. Just wrap back on it there. There we go. And we're going to snip that off. There we are. Okay, then we're going to come back a little bit farther on those legs. Just like so. There we go. Now take our first section of wing case, fold it over those legs, and tie down over top. Make a couple good securing wraps. Check it, make sure it looks good here. Looks okay. And we're going to wrap forward on it. And then we're going to come back, stretch it, and wrap back onto it. Right in front of the first section, like so. And bind that down. Tie it down good here. Okay. Now, we're going to dub our second section of our thorax. And wax on the thread here. Okay. Grab a little more dubbing. And we'll dub some on the thread here. Make another nice tight noodle. Just like so. And we'll see if that gives us enough there. We're going to make our first wrap. Make sure it's right snug against our wing case there. Looks good. Okay. Now we need a little bit more actually. Just a tad bit. Just to fill in that little gap there. Okay. That looks pretty good there. Okay. Let's just fill that in a little. Okay. Actually, I need a tad bit more. Nice sparse amount here, not too much. Okay, this should do her for sure this time. Okay. There we are. Okay. Now, our next set of legs. Grab another feather here. And we're going to set that in, measure that up too, as well. The length we want our legs. We'll come in, tie that around with a couple wraps, just like so here. Snug that feather around, make sure it's on top. That looks pretty good there. Okay, we're going to snip off the excess. Come in, snip that off, good and close. Okay. Okie dokie. Just trim those fibers. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Got another one on the top. Trim him out of there. Because we don't want to crowd our eye. Okay. Yeah, Take our second section of wing case, fold it over, same as the first. Okay, now I had a little accident there. My thread broke. Just bear with me. I'll catch that right quick. That happens to all of us. Catch that quick before it loosens on me. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to catch my broken thread there. Okay. Okay, I think I caught it in time. Yep. Okie dokie, I'm good. Okay, now snip off that excess piece. It's one thing we can all say we've done is cut or broke our thread from time to time. Now we're going to fold over that second wing case again, once again. Come around, tie that down, make a couple wraps, and we're going to fold it back. Right back onto it here. Then I'm going to give it a little pull, trim that, and we're going to bind that down good here. There we are. There's our second set of legs. So there's what we have so far. Looks pretty good. Now, what I like to do is make a little dubbing hit on the front of this guy. Just find it looks good. Just a little hit, little cover up some of them thread wraps and form a little hit on them. Right now I'm just being fussy, trimming out some guard hairs. Okay. Put a little bit of wax on the thread. Just a pinch of dubbing this time, very small noodle to go around the thread wraps there. Just to form a small little dubbing head on them. Okay, we'll come around just like so here. There we go. That's all there is to it. Actually, I want to come back a little farther than that. So I'm going to come back a little bit farther onto that. There we go. That's what I'm after right there. Okay, so all that's left to do is come in with the whip finisher. 4 to 5 turn whip finish, and we're good to go. Okay. Snug that down, come in, snip off the excess. And there should be another nymph. I guess you could call it a mayfly, stonefly hybrid nymph. It's a nice looking nymph pattern. So what I'm going to do now for durability is take some bone dry here, Solarez, and put on my shell back and my wing case. So I'll come in with some Solarez, and I'm going to place some on that wing case and a little bit along the top of the shell back, just for added durability there, and a little bit on the thread wraps as well. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Now I'll come in with my light, give that a quick zap. Okay. Cures up in just a few seconds. Okay, that should be fine right there. And there she be. I think it's a pretty sharp looking nymph myself. See if I can come in with a close up here, give you a little better view. Get the whole fly in there. There we go. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, and you'd like to see more flies coming up in the future, just go ahead and hit the good old subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that a lot. And probably like you, myself, I'm hoping they do open fishing May 1st. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I know it's hard times for all of us, and I want everyone to stay safe and take care. So until next time, Thank you so much for watching my videos, and happy tying, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. So long for now, folks.